I feel like, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like you hate losing more than you love winning. What does losing do to you? I've seen it in my own eyes. Why does it hit so hard when you lose?
It's a really, really good question, Joe. Um, and you're right. I mean, you get to see it firsthand, unlike anybody else. See, it's winning is cool. Winning to me feels good for 5 minutes. Losing to me feels good for 5 hours. I actually really like to lose. Although in the moment I am upset, I don't know where the pain comes from. I guess when I guess, I learned from one of my early mentors that a lot of your pain you'll find derives from your childhood. It derives from stuff that's happened at least in your past. So I guess when I lose, I tie that pain to oh shit, now my family's gonna lose this. Like you've seen it
Mm.
firsthand. I lose business and I'm like, you took money out of my family's mouth, motherfucker. You didn't just beat me. I remember the other day I lost to somebody that we know and I pulled up to the listing appointment. And he's walking out and he's smiling, laughing. And I was like, enjoy it. And he's like, what do you mean? And I looked at him, I said, enjoy it. I said, you're gonna go home tonight and you're gonna smile because you beat me. I'm gonna go home tonight and I'm not gonna sleep. So what I want you to is enjoy this moment because it's the last time that's ever going to happen for you. And that's it. And it's not cocky. It's just, I really, really hate losing because every loss, although it's a lesson, it gets me one step away from where I'm ultimately trying to be, which is financial freedom for my family and my friends, my brothers, my family. I want to pioneer the way for everybody I know so I can just change as many lives as possible. That's the goal.
So I want to stick on this. You pulled up to the listing appointment and you told this guy straight to his face, hey, like, enjoy this because this is never gonna happen again.
Well, that's exactly right because I think the people that know me at the closest level, they know that I obsess over things and like I obsess over the fine details. So like, although you might have beat me, I thought about the 5 reasons why you beat me because really we didn't even go head to head. You beat me before I had a chance. Fair enough. What could I have done differently so you didn't get a chance? So that's all. And it's like to me, it's like sport at this point in business. It's like at first it was like I gotta hunt, I gotta find dinner for tonight. Now it's more so how can I move these chess pieces around to win games, to win life.
You're going from a rainmaker to like a business owner. You're thinking, okay, even when I lose, how can I get better? You know, breaking it down, compartmentalizing your loss.
Hmm.
But with your loss, you bounce back. When you lose, you said it, it feels like you got a, you know, you punched in your mouth. You got punched in your mouth. How do you bounce back mentally?
Um, I would say the biggest thing, it's you're a sports guy, you know this analogy. With cornerbacks, you got to have short-term memory. You
Yes.
just got to pass interference, you got to forget it. There's another this is still third down. We got to get our ass back on the field. So I think that's number one is like mentally you have to tell yourself, okay, cool. I lost, but I actually won because I learned. So what did I learn? That's number one. It's like how can I turn and actually I learned one of those I learned that one of the first things I ever learned from you and I already knew this, but you really helped me understand it, is there's always a silver lining. You talk about it the most. If something shitty happens to you, what's the positive of it? So when I lose, I'm like, okay, I lost. That sucked. Now, how can I bounce back and say, okay, take that loss and turn it into a win? That's number one. Number two is you got to realize at some point, and this is for everybody, no one's coming to save you, motherfucker. Okay? Nobody. There's not a lifeboat on the way. You can either, as a man, strong, that's willed, grab it yourself and pull yourself out of the mud, or you're never going to get out of it. No one is coming to save you. So in your head, you got to practice that all the time. It's like, I lost. It sucked. I feel like shit. I didn't accomplish my goals. But guess what? Nobody's coming to save me in this ocean. I got to swim my ass back to shore. I better get on it. So that's how I think about things like that.
We talked about mentality, losing, how you have that fire desire in your stomach. Um, but you talked about being a construction worker until you're 23. You walked in the office, you said, you know, hey boss, I quit. Now you're in sales. how did this thing change the trajectory of your life?
I'm getting chills just thinking. I swear to God, I'm getting chills just thinking about it because it's the single greatest thing I ever did
What do you
for
mean by that?
myself and my. What I mean is like it was. I used to be the kind of person I'd show up a little bit early to work. I'd kind of stroke the clock. I'd smoke a cigarette. I'd fuck off. I'd get home at 5 o'clock, tired, wore out. I'd lay down. My wife would want me to help her on. I didn't. I was wore out, right? Now I wake up every day and it's the sales made me become the person that has to want to get 1% better every day. That used to be a mantra I look at like, what does that even mean? Now I really think, okay, how can I just move the needle a little bit today? Rather it be health, rather it be learn about wealth, rather it be being a better father, rather it be being a better brother, rather it be sales made me realize that the people that are winning at the highest level, they're not just doing it because they read one really good sales book. They have worked on themselves harder than they'll ever work on the business. And that's why sales changed my life. I love it. It's the greatest thing I ever did.
Amazing, amazing. And you talked about 1% better every day. But dude, you're on your way to 100 deals this year. What do you mean getting 1% better every day? Like you are the pinnacle of agents. So what do you mean? By the way, anybody that doesn't look at real estate or doesn't know anything about real estate, average agent sells around 3 to 4 houses per year. Rob Neely, he's gonna sell 100 houses this year. So when you say get 1% better, what do you mean?
So it's like you gotta this is a standard, a core value on my team. You have to be working harder on yourself than anything else in the world. And what I mean by that is like if you're not taking time to really work on yourself, like how do I feel today? What am I consuming? Who am I around? What am I eating? What am I thinking like? How am I responding? How am I acting? Who am I as a son? Who am I as a father? Who am I as a brother? Whatever, right? Yourself, like true self-development, then you can't get 1% better. So like I'll show you this is my trajectory. Year one, 13 deals closed. Year two, 26 deals closed. So about 100% increase. So 1% better, right? Every day. Year three, 49 deal closed. Just about double. 1% better every day. Year four this year, 100 deal closed. So it's like um I'm truly trying to level up every day because if you do that correctly, you can 2x yourself. You can you don't gotta try to solve this puzzle all at once. It's like put one piece together and at the end it's a beautiful piece of art. But self-development's the biggest thing.
You were a freaking
Yeah.
construction guy. So tell us about that
Yeah.
one brick analogy, 1% better. That's exactly, it correlates
Yes.
to your analogy.
So the way I look at life is like this. And I tell you guys this all the time. When I say building this thing for my family, for my future, I just imagine the most beautiful house you can ever think of in your head. It's just luxurious. It's out of this world and nice. Every day, every decision you make, you're either adding a brick to that beautiful life, beautiful house, beautiful life that you're building. It's gonna take a million bricks to build that beautiful house, right? It's ginormous, it's gorgeous. But every time you make a decision or you make a positive or negative income or outcome or whatever, you're either adding a brick to that and it's getting the house is getting built, or you're peeling a brick off. So you take a rep off on a phone call, you just go over to the house and peel a brick off. But those days you show up, you have 30 conversations, they all go really well. You work on your leadership, you solve for something personal, you're a good husband, you're a good man, you're a good son. You just added 50 bricks to that mansion. One day, that dream life, that mansion, that dream world is going to be built brick by brick by brick. And before you know it, the people that they wake up one day and they're 40 and they're like, hey, it must be nice, must be nice, must be nice. You hear those people? It was nice. It was a fucking grind every day for years building this. Yeah, it must be nice. It was real nice. You just chose not to add to your foundation when I did, and that's okay.
So the people that are 40 that are saying, oh, it must be nice, they were sleeping in while guys like you and I were here awake at 5 in the morning, just 1% better, 1%. Let's keep adding on bricks, adding on bricks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Press subscribe for more videos just like this. Like and comment your favorite part